Do you know that psychological intervention for physical conditions and chronic health conditions can make a big difference to quality of life? I've done some studies over the years working with tweaking and playing around with mindfulness-based and body-based interventions to help people to have better quality of life. That means less depression, less anxiety, less fatigue, and then the mores, more energy, more hopefulness about the future, more activity that they enjoy. And the interventions that I've done the research in and actually had published, so that means it's been peer reviewed, and in this particular case, actually included in other meta-analysis by other researchers who wanted to know if it holds for their populations as well. I've done this with a group of people with multiple sclerosis, and I wanted to share this exciting information with you. So here's my paper that was published in the International Journal of MS Care, which is a peer-reviewed journal and a leader in the field. We enrolled some people. We had a total number of people of 160, and then we whittled it down to 40 people who were able to come for 3 weeks to have the intervention. And what we did was offer those people an opportunity to have some information given to them about their stress response. I helped them to practice and know how to practice correct breathing. So breathing from the diaphragm rather than lifting your shoulders, and breathing kind of in the top of your chest. I helped them to breathe more diaphragmatically. And then we also went through a mindfulness-based relaxation exercise. While we were doing that, we were measuring with a little bit of equipment. We had some sensors on their shoulders to measure their tension, those helper muscles that get really tight in the shoulders when we're worried about something, focused on something. We measured their sweat response just by putting a little sensor on their fingers to measure that. And we measured their breathing rate with a sensor around their middle. And when all of the data was collated and put together, we had some really great feedback. What we found was that muscle tension reduced in the groups, in the people that were participating in the study, even after they finished doing the study. So they had 3 intervention sessions with me. They were encouraged and recommended to practice the relaxation exercises without any equipment at home by themselves once a day at a time of their choosing. And then they came back a week later and we did the same again, taking some measurements. And at the end of 3 weeks, we found that people who practiced the mindfulness intervention from the beginning to the end had a much better, much improved on their fatigue to a significant level. When we met up with them 3 months later, their fatigue was still much lower than baseline. In fact, it had held at the new improved level 3 months later. Similarly, their levels of stress had also reduced at the 3-week mark after 3 weeks of intervention and held after 3 months too. We think that this is a really important, cost-effective, helpful thing for people living with a chronic illness like multiple sclerosis, which interferes with fatigue and also interferes with emotional symptoms, stress and anxiety and depression and things like that because of the illness, that can help you get back on track. Doesn't just require lots of diving into your past. It doesn't require talking about those other people in your life or previous situations that you've had. It's just a simple intervention that can help you today to have a better quality of life. I hope that if that's interesting to you, you reach out to us to find out how we can offer that to you in the year ahead.